Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into my review of the biggest LEGO Marvel superhero set to date. This is set number 76269, the Avengers Tower. It has 5,201 pieces and is retailing for $49.99 USD or $669.99 Canadian, beginning on Black Friday, November the 24th. If you purchase this during that time period, from the 24th to the 27th, you get this little taxi promo, which we will be looking at here on the channel shortly. But because of that insane piece count, it makes it the largest LEGO Marvel set of all time. Also, 31 figures are included, which is a record number for any LEGO set. There's a total of 39 numbered bags in this set. There are 52 numbered stickers in the set as well, filled with so many different references, which we will go over here in this video, and an Easter egg video, as well as 3 instructions here. And that's where I want to get started with, because I think it's important you know where this set came from. So here are the 3 instruction manuals, and it's kind of cool. If you flip them all onto the back, you could see that as, in the movie, the Stark Tower sign falls apart, so does the instructions here with Stark, and it just leaves the brick-built Avengers A there in the center. So that's kind of interesting that they did that. But yeah, 3 manuals here, so let me show you the first one, because it's important to talk about. If you want to pause and read, we've got a picture of Avengers Tower. And here's the team behind it. So yeah, it's very interesting. So Mark Stafford here on the left, he designed the bugle. We owe just the fact that we're getting Marvel Modulars to him. He just walked in one day and was like, pitched the idea, and they let him do it. And then Justin Ramsden, he's been on the superhero team as well for a really long time. He did the Sanctum last year. Mark Tranter, he actually is the graphic designer behind this. So he designed all the print stickers and all that. So if you want to pause and read. Again, pause and read here if you want to see some thoughts. Love this. This is actually on the box. You could see it here. It's so darn cool, this spread. It's just incredible. There's an animation on Shop at Home. Here is the really cool outline of the set, and then you are into it. But as you go through this, there's a ton of different facts. If you want to read them online, you can look them up on the instructions site if you never get the set. So if you want to make sure that you are informed about all of these different facts throughout it, you can go do that. But let me just go to the end here. There are no advertisements or anything here if you were curious. No teases for 2024. But here is a little info thing. They're all gathered around for shawarma. Their little quote. So that's it for the instructions. And just like the bugle and the sanctum, you have the connection points to connect it to any other modular, which of course means that you can connect it to those 2 buildings, and we're going to be doing a separate video on that. But what's really cool is that they have this included here on both sides so that you can fix the mistake from the bugle by moving the peg over there. You are then able to connect it to the bugle. This is actually taller than the bugle with 8 stories, which is just, there's so many different levels to this thing. And it opens unconventionally, like other modulars where you can take it level by level, because of the gorgeous architecture here and the curves and everything. That then presented a unique challenge where, in order to get access to the different levels and floors of the building, the whole front part is removable, and you can then get access to all the different rooms and levels inside of the tower by simply removing this. This is really quite unique design. I mean, it just sort of sits there, which you'll see the connection points in a bit, but this also uses a brand new piece. This curved element is actually introduced from Gringotts, which Justin Ramsden also designed at the same time as this set, so he was able to recolor it here for the whole tower. You're going to see this throughout the whole exterior, which we will go through and talk about what's up with all of these little spots here. The exterior of this set is just, like, it's the most modern looking thing we've ever gotten, I think, at this scale for sure. Like, just all of these windows, the curves here, and as you go through, I think you'll really appreciate just like the design of this and this arc that they've created here with all of those pieces. But all these windows here that they've got, There are 269 of them that you put together, and honestly, I didn't find it too, repetitive. You're building it, not at the same time. So I don't know. I really love that. I tried my best. I think I did put all the dots the same way, all on the bottom of the window so they all match there. But it looks great from this side. Like, I really love just what they've done. Here is the Avengers logo, which is really cool. I love how they have designed it. I think that my only complaint with it is the little arrow. I think it should have been over to the right a little bit more. Like when you zoom on out, I don't know, it sort of just blends in, so I wish that it was pointing out a bit more. But I do like that there's two studs there so that you can have Spider-Man actually sitting on the side of the tower, just like on the Homecoming posters. But how they've attached that to these dishes is really great. But continuing on through here, you've got a bunch of those pieces here. I think in that new color as well that all these windows are in. So that's really cool. Do have a sticker there and then one on the other side. And here is the broken part of the tower. And like the bugle, it also has a little bit of it being exploded and destroyed because the bugle had that huge explosion. They thought about having the Leviathan actually coming around the corner and taking out a chunk of the building. But this is meant to actually represent the Hulk when he is going around Hulk smashing. So if this decides to connect, I would love for it to connect on this try. Thank you, the fourth try. Anyways, we've got here Hulk, and he is sliding on down the tower, which is really cool because you can, of course, have him, after Cap says, and Hulk, smash, you can have him going up. As the Chitaurie are all on the side of the building, he grabs them and starts throwing them around. So that's what he's doing here. But I also like to think that they included that so that you can also have him catching Tony as he's falling back after he goes through the wormhole. So you can, of course, put Tony inside of his hand as he jumps up and then slides on down as he catches him. But you'll notice as well there are two panels included, which means that you are actually able to fix this if you don't want to have this little part of the tower a little bit destroyed, which we will be doing in a separate video. So this is the new superhero stand piece. This was introduced in the summer, but it was actually created for this set specifically, and then it was used in all of those other ones if you've seen my reviews for those. So what's cool about this is there's a lot of different spots that you can connect it with. You could have characters holding on to the bars, you can have them attached there to the studs, and of course you connect this bit here with any of those little axle holes that you see throughout this exterior. So I want to talk about the superhero stand piece here, and it's really cool how it's being used inside of this set. First, we're going to talk about it here with Thor. And it's got this really cool arch, which allows you to give it the effect that Mjolnir is actually being thrown. And you can see with the Ninjago piece that there's like the lightning coming out of it there, which is awesome. He's got this little transparent piece on the bottom so that he could stand while he's throwing it. But if you rearrange this, you could have it pose different ways so that he's bringing the hammer down here, which, again, this transparent piece that they've created is just so awesome. But this is definitely my favorite way to display this because of how it's actually looking like he's throwing the hammer at the giant Leviathan. But of course, there's so much you can do with the different chariots and everything here, positioning them with those pieces. So you could see down below that these are perfectly apart to allow you to attach them to the bottom of this chariot to have it so that they are coming around the curve of the building. With some of the other pieces here, you can have Black Widow jumping on down onto that. And then you could see how this one is attached here underneath on the bottom. It just sits there and they're flying off. Of course, this one's a little more unique. It's got a giant portal here with Wong coming on through with a hot dog for Hawkeye, which I will explain in my Easter egg and reference video. But yeah, it's a really cool looking portal. We've gotten that a ton of times now since the introduction of these pieces here from the Sanctum last year. So it's cool to have a portal opening, just wish it wasn't Wong. Up here on the top of the tower, you can recreate the Chitaurie chasing Clint off the balcony, not of the tower, but it's still cool that they included it here with those hinge pieces up here at the top, so you can angle it so that he's falling down, shooting his one grapple arrow up. And I think that I've saved the best for last here. Here is Tony after he's been thrown out the window by Loki, and the Mark 7 has been deployed here, and it's tracking his wrists with the little bands that he's got on. And I just love how they've used the piece there, and they have all these transparent pieces built on top of those ends there, so that Tony can actually have a bit of a distance between the Mark 7 and the figure. But let's take a closer look at this. So just to compare, you could see the torso, it's pretty similar. It just probably needed a little bit of red. And then looking at it here on the back printing, how similar is that? Needed a little bit of silver and gold there, but again, there's limitations when it comes to stickers and the color sheets that they're on, but it's still really cool and similar in terms of the different marks and everything there. So here is the back part of the tower. They actually snuck in a hidden A there. Do you see that? You see the A? That's not actually in the design, but I don't mind that. I mean, you never really see it, so why not have a little bit of fun with that? None of the other models and different, games and such have had that Lego-wise as well. But you can see there's more of those windows here on this side. And then here on the back, there's actually a little bit more windows on this side, and that is because, of course, you could see that there's that curve, right? Which means there has to be more windows, which it looks so cool with all of these here. It's really, really awesome. I love it. You can see all the connection points here on this side as well. They're pretty much, I think, in the exact same spots. You can see this Avengers A, it's the exact same one on the other side, but it's got a little bird sitting there. So it's a little bit different in terms of this side of the tower. You can see here the angle that they've created is just so cool. Looking at it here, like, oh my goodness, that's so awesome. The different pieces that they're using here too in that same color looks great. This is the landing platform, and it's quite large. It's definitely the largest one we've ever had. But yeah, I think that these little two pieces here, the bend is just so cool how they have accomplished that there. I do kind of wish that there was the entranceway, with the giant yellow arms to remove Tony's armor when he lands on the tower from Stark Tower. So, yeah, I could have used that, some sort of functionality here. But of course, there is enough space for the Quinjet to actually dock in the tower. And we'll look at the interior as we go floor by floor. But here is what the top part of the tower looks like. There's a couple of different connection points you would have seen before. But I love all the windows, and you can see inside of the tower there. But this is just really crazy, this bit here. All of these pieces, they've got like the tube running through them. So they're just perfectly bent inside of here to create this angle. And I'm going to remove it just to show you here up close. So you just lift this part here to get access. And then this is sitting in between that little gap and up top. So all you do is you just lift a little bit there, and you can see, like, that's just incredible. And then to gain access to this floor here, you just lift that on up. So coming up here to this little landing platform, you've got two studs there for figures to stand around. You could attach someone there. But going up the ladder, you can see we've got the device that Eric Selvig built to open up the portal. Just the part usages in here, the whisk, the wand at the top, the Overwatch gun piece. You've got a little calculator there to sort of activate it. Just, it's awesome. And you've got the little antenna there at the top so that a plane won't hit this. Turning it around here, you can see it's even got like those pieces that you would connect. Like, it's just nuts, this build. And yes, there was a stud there for you to actually put Eric Selvig up here at the top. So here's the ground floor. We've got the fire hydrant, just like the sanctum here. We've also got this lamppost, which I think is great that it's sort of a staple now of the Marvel Modulars. You do have these here so that no one can crash into the front of the tower. But you've got all of these different studs here, and just like the sanctum, there's again a bunch of these other, you just saw the other ones, but there are the other little transparent pieces that you can easily just attach and move around so you can have the different characters flying. Over here inside of the garbage can, there is actually a little bubblegum piece here, the wrapper, and you might be wondering why they include that. I don't know, just something fun to include. But then underneath this bench, as people do, which you shouldn't do, but underneath there is a little bit of gum, so whoever was chewing it put it underneath. Over here on this side, this bench doesn't have anything underneath, don't worry, but this is such a cool little reference here. This is from Hawkeye. It's the Battle of New York Memorial. It's got everyone's names who fought in the Battle of New York. No, Ant-Man is not mentioned there, unlike the Rogers the Musical play. I love the stairs going on up here into the tower, and the double doors didn't exist back then for the bugle. Otherwise, Mark Stafford said he would have included it. So yeah, it's cool that we've got the double doors here in this color being used, but let's step inside. All right, so these plates here in the front, that's what actually stops and prevents the glass there. It lines it up perfectly with everywhere it needs to be for the subsequent floors. But you've got 2 seats here in the lobby, and they are easily removable so that you can put a lot of figures inside here, because of course there's a lot going on in the scene. But we'll just put these 2 figures here because of course he drops the briefcase, which then of course the Tesseract falls on out. Now the Tesseract is this huge Minecraft headpiece, so it's not really accurate to size what it should be. But yeah, it's still fun that they did include this here. Waiting for the Minecraft baby head to be recolored in transparent blue so we can get a more accurate one. So here is this little vending machine, and it's a Vita Rush, which is a city actual brand that they've got. We've got a couple of different cans in there, and on the side it says Smash Your Thirst, and they've got a Pim Particle flavor there. So that's kind of interesting that sort of like Disneyland, they do have a Pim Particle drink. Kind of wish that instead it was a reference to the flavor that they have at Disney, and that's from the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, I think that kind of would have been cool. One of my favorite things is on each of the floors, there is actually an elevator. And just like with the Daily Bugle, we've got the same design. Like, that's so cool that they have that effect of an elevator on each floor, because obviously, you know, including an elevator would just be insane. But that's awesome that that is actually referenced here, you know, in terms of all of the same designs as the Bugle. Over here, this is the reception desk. No receptionist included, but it's quite easy to remove the table. And you could see here, there's nothing else going on. There's just a couple of different files here. Maybe, you know, you could pretend that's supposed to be the files from Obadiah Stane's desk. I don't know. I'm really reaching here. You've got a keyboard there, but I do like the design of this table. So this is the lab, and there's quite a lot going on here. First things first, this little computer. That is the Mark 7 being deployed. You can see Jarvis, deploy, deploy. And then you've got the little hands there that he's scanning. And you can see how it's also tracking them there with those 2 little dots there. So that's cool. In the back, you've got the Mind Stone there, which is separated. That's kind of interesting, as well as if I zoom on in, you could see that you've got an arc reactor and a Iron Man helmet. You've got 2 seats sitting around here in the lab, and I'm just removing them so you get better access to what's going on inside of that little container. You could see there's a little health 1x2 little med kit sort of thing with a needle that's a print. And there you've got a gurney / bed. So that could either be, of course, for... I've removed the catwalk, which we'll talk about in a second, but yeah, you can get access over here. And you've got Hawkeye lying down there because, of course, after Helen Cho fixes him up, he says, I'm going to live forever. I'm going to be made of plastic, you know? Lego, plastic, pretty great, eh? But it's also supposed to be where Vision, of course, is born. And yeah, that's really cool that, you know, removing the cape, he can sit there and sort of he's being built and phased in. Really love that effect. This is one of my favorite references in the set. It's so simple, but that's supposed to be Jarvis there and then Ultron. And they've done that just so creatively with the superhero stand piece there. And then, like, that's one of my favorite things here. You notice there's quite a lot of studs here. So I think that could also be for when they're having the debate about Ultron and Tony and Bruce creating him. But of course, there is the reference here to Avengers Endgame, where you've got them fighting up here, and then they, of course, tumble on down, and then you've got America's Tube Side, as the instructions call it. So yeah, you could see there's like little glass there on the floor, but I love the fact that they were able to reference this and include this. It's crazy. Here is Tony's workshop, and it's got references galore here. So it's sort of like his workshop from the Malibu Mansion, where he's got this little spot here in the center in the armory, and he can call the different suits to him, of course. And you've got Dummy there to help look out for him. You know, you've got the classic superheroes fire extinguisher over there in the back. And then you've also got there a Rocks On little crate. That is a reference to, of course, the MCU and Marvel with Rocks On the company, but it is also, that barrel is the same design from, if not similar, to the barrels from the airport battle. Over here, we've gone to this panel that says the rescue suit is a work in progress there. And you can see the mark number up above. It also has got a heart and then 3000. So the I Love You 3000 from Endgame. You can see on the floor next to the elevator, you've got a little Ultron blueprints there. So he's planning how to build Ultron. Up above that, you could see if it says, there you go. From this angle, you could see it says no match, and it's Loki. They're scanning for Loki, which you see in the Avengers movie. You've got an arc reactor there, a little error message. Maybe, you know, it's talking about his original arc reactor there from Iron Man 2 that he needs the replacement for. And then here, we've got a little info thing on the Quinjet, and also Natasha is on the phone there. So it could be when he is actually calling her when he first arrives in the Avengers to fight Loki. So I like to think that these two panels are connected. And then you've got, he's just studying different things. Maybe that's him trying to make the new element from Iron Man 2. Over here behind that elevator, you could see it in the reflection. That's really cool. That's People's Magazine cover from Iron Man. The fact that they Lego-ized that is just insane. And over here, we've got a little workbench, which is very similar to the past designs from the Armory. And you've got a small little statue, a mug, and then also an arc reactor, which I like to think is the, you know, the proof that Tony Stark has a heart. Going through the drawers, you can see he's got a $100 bill in the bottom drawer. And then up on this other drawer, he's got a cookie. Let me know if that's a specific reference with the cookie. I can't think of anything. But that's it for the little armory / workshop. So here is the prison cell area, and there's a ton of references here. You might have already noticed a couple. Up here in the front, we've got a newspaper saying who is Iron Man, and that's a pretty cool sticker there. I love these transparent little pieces here, this sort of walkway going up to the cell. Over here in the corner, we've got Arnim Zola, which is a very interesting reference that they decided to do. Definitely not necessary, but I kind of love it. You know, it's an Infinity Saga set. They're just referencing everyone. There's a bucket in behind there. Let me know if you could think of a reference for that, besides like calling Iron Man Buckethead. I don't know. That's sort of my theory. In the back, you've got there a broken elevator door, which I'm looking at this picture here. You can see a better look. It's Hulk has punched it from Avengers Endgame, and they've put a little sign with saying no Hulk, caution, out of order. I love that. Fun little reference there. But zooming back on out, you can see here how the cell actually opens up, and you've got two studs there in the center, of course, for Loki, so you can go ahead and close this on up. And then, of course, you've got the stud there that you could put Nick Fury, Black Widow, Coulson, if you've got that figure. There's quite a lot of space here. There's space up above there. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you could put there. There's no feature to have this fall out of the sky or out of the tower. But I know some people are upset with the inclusion of this room. It's a celebration of the Infinity Saga. We don't see everything. And I've said this before in the other videos, but it's like, would you rather they just make up their own design with lasers like they did in the other tower or the compound? I love that they are referencing this here, that the tower has installed this, you know, maybe for Hulk. Who knows? It's just another room here that they had to fill. I really like this. Here's the under bit of the platform, and yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't look like complete or anything. I think maybe there could have been a few more pieces here. But again, you're not really going to see this unless you have it displayed or you're specifically looking up from underneath. But there does need to be enough space because of how this part works and how it sits, right? It has to go up before it comes on down. So I think that's really interesting, just how they've done this. Here's the upstairs part of the tower, the little party room. You can see in the back, you've got the bar with a couple of different drinks there and some milk. You know, some alcohol, of course, as well. It is a bar. You could see that also you've got this little glittery wall. So that's clearly meant to be the wall from Avengers Age of Ultron. You've got a little martini glass there, as well as, of course, Thor's hammer is sitting there on the table where they're trying to lift that. You do have this really interesting computer panel here. And it says how to lift heavy stuff. So it's sort of a joke, I guess, there with, you know, the hammer, and they're saying don't lift with your back. You've got a bunch of different things there, being ant, the Asgard cardio, so all these different like how-tos. And then you've got someone's deleting some Hydra files, and also you've got there who's watching, Tony Stark. You've got Steve Rogers, Hulk, which should be Bruce Banner, and then T.O., which is Thor Odinson. You've got a little bit of an event there. I think that's quite interesting given What If and that Christmas episode. I don't know, kind of funny timing there. You have a little plant in the corner there. And the chair, you've got 2 studs in the back, 2 studs here in the front, which does allow you to have just everyone from that scene sitting here. Even though not everyone is included in the set, you could still fit everyone for sure. You do have a lamp over there. And also, I didn't point this out, but you've got this newspaper bulletin there, which is very interesting. And we'll go over that more in detail with our Easter egg video. You can see on the other side, you've got this lamp and then a TV screen, which says, "This just in, Hulk smashes again." So I think that's a reference to Age of Ultron, since it would have been his like second attack in the MCU, right? Because of after New York and everything in Harlem. Anyways, it says weather update. Who is the Winter Soldier? So cute little pun there about that, the Winter Soldier, get it? But also the newscaster and the symbol, that's the same as the other last tower that we got. You can see up here on this floor, you've got a couple of different things. These are just different, you know, modern art pieces that he had in the tower, Stark Tower specifically. I had confirmation from that from Justin Ramsden on Twitter. But what's interesting is that inside of this one here, there is a little Octan 1x2 little battery, and I've got a theory about this, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to save that for the Easter egg video unless someone comes up with something. You can give yourself 12% of the credit. But in behind there has to be one of the coolest references inside of the set. It is this 2x3 little comic cover of the original comic first appearance. But what is in this other room? Well, that sticker is actually of Loki when he's being Hulk smashed back and forth. And that is just hilarious that they included that, his outline in the ground. And you can see there's a little bit of rubble there with that cheese slope. But let me just put Loki there. And you can see that it just lines up so well. So up here on this floor, you could see that we've got a little bit of a lab. They are studying the staff. And you've got all these different pie charts and graphs. You've got this keyboard there. So if I had to guess there, you could see that the 2 panels, you've got stickers. And one of them is scanning the staff, and you can see the little line on the bottom. I think that's meant to be that it's actually recognizing that there's some sort of, you know, intelligence in there, that it's alive, right? You've got the Infinity Stone that it's recognizing in the center of the staff. And then you've also got up above that this thing where you've got little warning signs with Ultron and Jarvis there. You can see this little bar. And I think that's him backing himself up there. You can see how he's copying the files, those little 2 pages on the bottom where he's storing himself, right? After they think that Ultron has killed. So here is the Leviathan, and I almost said this is our first Leviathan, but that's not true. We've actually had a little smaller version in the Hulk, what was that, helicopter rescue drop, whatever weird endgame set that was. But yeah, it looks great. This is designed by the person who does all of the mechs, the buildable characters, and he came in and did this. It's awesome. I really love the design of this. I think that these pieces in the back is just the part usage is awesome there, and just all of the little teeth pieces in the back here. You could angle it so much and have it really flying through the city. Like, that's so cool to me. I love the transparent purples up there. You've got the sort of fins here in the sides, and yeah, you can angle them a lot. You can even angle the whole top part here of the body. The mouth can also open up there so that if you wanted to, you know, you could attach Tony as he's flying on out of that, or yeah, just it's craziness. I really just love the design of this. So cool. On the Super Mario stand pieces here, really great design for this, our largest one yet. I want a bigger one though. Here are the little Chitaurie ships up close. The little Chariots didn't show this. I guess you saw it briefly, but yeah, really cool. This is the same design you're going to see in a second. I like the little mech hands for the steering mechanisms for this. That's pretty great. There's nowhere for Black Widow to sort of jump onto the back of this and steer it. I think that kind of would have been cool, but I love all the new modern pieces for this. This is definitely the best one that we've ever had yet. So you actually get 2 of those. You build that twice, and then what you do is you build the back part, chariot part there for Loki, and you can see how that attaches there. And I love the look of this. It's so cool. The pieces here that they've used that he is able to sort of hold and attach onto. There you go. You can see how he's holding on. That looks so cool there. I really love just the angles that they've done here, the little thrusters in the back. Really love these builds. Here is the Quinjet included. Really cool. I love the design for this. It's just a small little micro build for this. I think they did a great job shrinking it on down. You know, it's perfect for the Battle of New York. And I do want to do a comparison maybe to the one that we got in January, this little micro version of it. I love just the shield logos and everything there. And these on the ends, even some little fins there in the back. You can really angle just so much of this, fold up the wings as it lands onto the tower. I love how you've hidden that little thruster there, that piece. I think that looks cool. And you've got 2 little stud shooters on the side that launch these transparent blue studs. And this you lift on up and you can see that there are 2 little panels there. That's the exact same design. And then you take the figures there and you are able to put them inside. You are not able to. Are you kidding me? Is this what I think's happening? Let's try Natasha. So, same problem, but I think it's specifically designed for Nick Fury, and I actually really hate that now that I'm realizing that, because, like, he didn't even appear in the Battle of New York, and the fact that this is limited to only being piloted by him, that's really frustrating. You do have some wheels underneath, so you can drive it around, but that's a pretty fatal flaw. Also, just the whole tower aesthetic is Avengers Age of Ultron, so I kind of would have preferred the Quinjet match that, if I'm being honest, but I guess this could be that Nick Fury's visiting the tower. So I'm going to try my best to go in order of their appearances in the MCU and the Infinity Saga, so if I get something wrong, don't at me. I'm trying my best to remember everything, but starting things off, we're going to go with Kevin Feige since he's the president of Marvel Studios. This is an awesome figure. The fact that he has an Avengers cap, I think that's so cool, so iconic for Kevin to have that. Very interesting story about Kevin was that he was going to be unlicensed, just Kevin the Avengers fan. And then they came back, Marvel, and were like, yeah, you can go ahead and call him Kevin Feige. So that's why he was here over someone like Stan Lee. They wouldn't have been able to do Stan the Avengers fan. So anyways, a brand new face for him there, brand new torso. The back torso there's got some printing there too. What's in his hand is actually a little shawarma piece there. That's pretty cool little detail. That's from Friends, I was told, and then also a little coffee mug. So first up, this might surprise you, but Pepper Potts, this outfit and everything, this is actually from Iron Man 1, and specifically because of this here, her little tablet that she's got in her hand. This is confirmed to be a reference to the cheeseburger. You've got a burger, and that's meant to be a slice of cheese, hence a cheeseburger, because what did Tony want when he came back? An American cheeseburger. And the second thing he wanted was to call a press conference. So you've got the 2 things that Tony wanted. But it could also just be that she's calling Tony. Maybe this is from later on when he's calling her from the wormhole and she's not picking up. So there's a couple of different things that this could be. But yeah, this is Pepper. And we've gotten this figure before. Technically, it's new because of the hairpiece. But the face, that's Hermione's. You can see the torso printing. It's very detailed. I like the outfit. And she's got this angry expression there on the back. Anyways, here's Dummy. Kind of went over him real quick before in the workshop. But yeah, you can angle him around and move him about. And like I said before, attach the fire extinguisher there on the end. And yeah, it's cute. I like the ingots in yellow. That's cool. But he should be on wheels. Here's Nick Fury. It's definitely the best Nick Fury we've ever gotten. I love just the little shine on the patch, the facial expressions, everything there, the legs, the torso. Really great. He's got a walkie-talkie as well as a blaster, and the eye patch print kind of continues onto the back there. He's got some back torso printing, but nothing new for this figure. War Machine here, this is actually from Iron Man 2, this outfit. It's not the one from Avengers Age of Ultron, which, yeah, we'll talk about when we get to some of the other characters. But, yeah, I really like the figure. It's very detailed, of course. I like, it's a great figure, don't get me wrong. Just wish that it was more fitting for the timeline that this is supposed to take place. But, yeah, legs, torso, all that. I love the visor and everything there. Very, very detailed. You've got the big gun there on the back. And removing it, you could see the back torso printing. And, of course, you can lift up the visor to reveal the face. And underneath, unfortunately, it's just not his face. Like, it doesn't have the heads-up display. So, I don't know. Why did they get rid of that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Here is Thor, and this is sort of his Thor 1 and Avengers outfit. They've been using it for both. The hammer, it's just the regular hammer. You do get 2 in the set. I actually didn't realize that the one up in the tower, that's just there all the time. So that's kind of cool. The hairpiece, this is new for Thor. It's Mad Eye Moody's that they decided to include here. So that's kind of interesting. The beard, the face doesn't work since this is supposed to be Fat Thor's, Bro Thor's as they call it. So it just doesn't work. He's got the lightning expression there on the back. So that's fine. That's kind of fitting. But he doesn't have lightning eyes, I guess, at this point, right? Anyways, you could see here on the back some very detailed torso. But yeah, definitely need a younger face for him, I think. More fitting. We've got Loki, a really awesome figure. This is the best Loki we have ever gotten to date. I love this gold that they've created for the Quinjet in this set. It's just incredible. It's so shiny. It's so cool. I love it so much. That piece, it's a little harder than normal. But yeah, you've got the cape. It's a 4+ cape. You've got this big Loki smirk. I love the leg printing, the torso. And on the back, you saw before, but he's got this masked expression, I guess, with the to shut him up. So included is a hairpiece so that you can complete that look. Speaking of being complete, unfortunately, his scepter is not. I wish that it had the transparent blue stud. I think that would have gone a real long way, in my opinion, to include that. Also, back torso printing, really detailed. And here's the Chitaurie, the exact same figure we've been getting for a while, but I love this build for the blaster. That's really cool. Very detailed torso there and the face. You do get 4 of them included in the set, which I guess, you know, I don't mind them all being there. 1 for Hulk to smash, 2 for the Chariots, and then 1 to chase Hawkeye. So yeah, 4 of them. Here is the Captain America figure, and this looks like phenomenal. Really cool. I love the whole thing. Would have been great to get dual molded legs since the dark blue and dark red boots do exist, but the shield, it looks great. The whole face, honestly, even the printing here, it doesn't look that bad. We've gotten some bad examples in the past. It's not that bad on the dark blue here. I like the angry expression there on the back and the printing on the helmet too. I didn't point that out, but really cool. And of course, there's the second cap, who has a regular face there underneath the young Han Solo piece, and then the Superman hair there in medium nougat, and then you've got this angry expression there on the back. Black Widow's here. This is sort of the same figure that we got in the Quinjet, except she's got leg printing, which is, of course, shared with the multiple figures in the set. But I love the little stingers on the arms, the shield logos, the printing there. That's awesome. She does have a Overwatch gun there in black, and you can see the back torso printing. Very detailed figure, really great. The hair, yeah, I guess this works for her at that time period. The face as well, I don't really mind it. We've been getting this for a while for her, so it's quite consistent, I guess. Here's Anthony Stark, Tony Stark. Looks great. Really, you know, this outfit, I know we're tired of it, but it is fitting for the movie, right? It was first introduced in that What If set, and here it is now, right? Because that What If was if he didn't make it back to the portal, so here he is. Looks great. He's got to wear it, right? Back torso and the back head with the heads-up display. Hawkeye from the first Avengers movie is so great to get. He and the Hulk were the final 2 of the 6 that we needed. And it's great to see here. It's so frustrating now because I almost said, man, it's so great that Hawkeye's finally included in a Quinjet and he can drive it or pilot it, because in the first movie he did that. And then here we are again, and he can't even fit inside. Anyways, the hairpiece, it's great. It's from Friends here, but they use that, of course, in the CMF Series 2. The bow is from that. That's pretty crazy that they were able to get that in here. The quiver looks great there in black, and the face, honestly, it's a reuse, but I think it works well. I love the torso, very, very detailed, and just so great to get that updated here. And the legs, again, shared between a couple people. But removing the quiver, you can see what he looks like there. Interesting, the quiver actually is not printed on the back. Normally they do that. So yeah, you need that piece if you want to have the quiver, but you can see the strap there as well as no back head printing there. So yeah, maybe this isn't the best face so that we could have gotten a second expression. Here's the Mark 6. This is easily one of my favorite figures in the set just because of, it's just, I think it's going to remain exclusive, this little variant. Unless they do a helicarrier set where it does get all these dings and scratches. Like, this is so cool. Like, the mark on the face, that's awesome to me. And then even the printing there on the torso, like, that's so darn cool. I really love that. There's even some dings and scratches here on the back too. Really great. You'll notice the legs don't have any. And that makes me think we are going to be seeing something maybe from Iron Man 2 or specifically, like I said, another Avengers set or something where we can get the legs a regular Mark 6. Underneath, we've just got a transparent blue head there. So I guess you could also have him, you know, when he was on the helicarrier, you had him like fixing it up. So I guess you could fix it up in his workshop. Here is Dr. Eric Selvig, and it's great to be getting him finally in minifigure form. It may not be that exciting because everything he's got is all reuses. The torso, that's Jerry Seinfeld. The face is actually the same actors, but from Andor. So that's fine. That's actually quite fitting. I don't even mind that at all. I don't know about the hairpiece. I've just been dying to see him with the Mr. Incredible's hairpiece. So after all this time for him not to use that, I mean, I guess he used that in the Andor set, but boy, that hair, it's really stuck to him. But you could see he's got this sort of angry or concerned expression there on the back, and he's got a laptop there, no stick or anything inside. But if you've never seen how the laptop looks, you can open it up there. You've got keys, the space bar, and a screen, and the little Lego logo on the other side. But yeah, he had a laptop when he was controlling the device and everything. And then here is the upgraded suit, the Mark 7. Really awesome looking suit. I just, you know, we got this with the other Quinjet. I don't even mind having another one. It's so cool. I love the update for this. The legs, the torso, it's all so detailed. And of course you could lift up the face and you've got Tony underneath. But of course you should probably have it the other way because of the heads up display there. So yeah, love that a lot. Back torso, very detailed. And here is the brand new Hulk big figure. This is just amazing. I love this so much. Like, you've got some studs there on the back, just like Thanos, if you want to have people jumping on him. So having the Chitaurie, the pants are an accurate color, which is just amazing. The face, I know people are like, oh, why is he smiling? Why isn't he angry? I'll tell you why. It's because when Captain America goes, and Hulk, smash, he gives that little smirk. And that is a fun reference. I love that a lot. The hairpiece is a brand new piece there that is able to go onto Hulk here, bald Hulk. But yeah, the head can turn. It's amazing. And it's just like Thanos. So if you want to, you can remove the head. You could see there. So it's really crazy that we've got this. Finally, after a couple years, they finally did it. But I'm so happy about that. It looks great. It works well. The hair is just, I'm so happy with this. Just wish it was a Bruce Banner figure. And here is Helen Cho. She looks great. I love the torso. Like, that's so detailed. I love the scrubs that she's got on, but it's just like very unique, that design there with the white and the gray. Really great. I think it came out really well here. Back torso looks great. The face they picked, the hair they picked, you know, works well for her. Would have been great to get the newer skin color, but this scared expression, very fitting for just everything else that she does in the tower and then subsequently back at her lab. So yeah, it's fitting. She's got a needle there too to help heal Hawkeye. Here's Ultron in the flesh. Looks awesome. I don't know if you noticed this, but the legs are two different colors. You got dark gray, gunmetal gray. It looks great. He's all raggedy. I love just everything here. All of the wires and tubes and the arc reactors off center, just the scratches, the head printing. This is just a remarkable figure here. Look at the back. Oh my goodness, all those wires, even in the head there, the green, that's, oh, such a cool figure. It's just, where are the rest of the Iron Legion? I wish that we had people to fight for, like, when he takes them over, like, so that they can fight upstairs and not just Chitaurie. missed opportunity. And here is Vision, and I fully expect this version of Vision to remain exclusive in terms of him sort of growing the cape or phasing with the cape, you know, when he sees Thor, however you want to take that. He's also like growing here with the transparent legs. That's what the designer said, but it's also him phasing, you know, how he phased through the different Ultron bots. So yeah, the rest of them I don't expect to remain exclusive, but it's still a remarkable, incredible, finally to get like these accurate colors for him. It's just beyond perfect. I'm so happy about this. You can see the back torso printing there too, the back head printing. It's just, this is one of the best Marvel figures we've ever gotten. So we're just going to pretend that her Endgame outfit, it's the same one from Age of Ultron. But yeah, she looks great here. I love the little magic effects there that she's got going on. She's got the fabric pieces there down below for her waist cape. That's incredible. So you know how I was saying the superhero stand pieces, right? All these pieces, they were introduced in this set. So I wonder if this figure was first designed here in terms of, you know, even the fabric being here, and then they threw her into the other Avengers, the A-Force set. So Endgame Final Battle, whatever. But love the figure. The torso printing is great. The face as well. Love that expression that she's got. And she's got the angry eyes there on the back. And the back torso, just awesome. This is probably one of the best Scarlet Witch figures we've gotten. And then the last Avenger from the Age of Ultron ending, we've got Falcon here. And he is also using the legs that I've been saying throughout this, that everyone else uses, which is fine. But the wings, you know, unfortunately, it's not using one of the Falcon wing pieces that we have, but it's still great. Like all the stickers, they're very, very detailed. I love the pattern, the design. You've got that little piece there in the back that you could easily also just, you know, just remove it and fly around with that. Really great. Also just the whole thing you can, but removing the wings there, you could see the torso, and then the back torso there too looks great. It's just extremely detailed. I love the goggles and the face and everything that he's using. Also, he's got his hairpiece here too, so that's kind of cool that he's able to use that. Not sure like where else he could come in this version, since, you know, it's also in Ant-Man. Maybe a compound set if they ever did something in style of this. But of course, I didn't show this before. You can angle the wings and everything there and flap them about. Can't quite, like, you know, attack Hawkeye by pinching him, by putting them together, but still cool. And here is the micro figure of Ant-Man. It's great. It's appearing in a couple of different sets, so it's not specific, I don't think, to one Ant-Man suit, since even the CMF series has it, and that's now Hank Pym. Anyways, looks great though. It's fitting since technically it's him from Endgame, and the whole time at the tower, he's tiny, right? So it's perfect. Here is Wasp, and she looks incredible. Like, genuinely great. I love the torso printing. Could, of course, use some leg printing, but the wings are just remarkable. The whole foil piece that they use, it's shared with Vision, looks great. The helmet, like I said a long time ago, we've been dying for her to use this, and it looks so cool. Look at the printing on that. Like, oh my goodness. The face, yeah, weird that they chose this. She does have a hairpiece, so yeah, it's Hermione's. It's the same as Pepper's, so I don't know about that. Kind of frustrating. She's got this angry expression, of course, on the back. She's got some back torso printing, and yeah, it's a detailed new outfit for her. Not new outfit, new updated figure for her, but just that face, I hate that it's shared and could use some leg printing. She's here, by the way, because of this. The first Avengers, the original roster, she was a part of that team, so that's why they decided to include her. As for Wong, I got nothing. He's here. He's got some little magic pieces there. This is the same figure from the Sanctum, but don't get too excited. He did appear in the Advent calendar, so he's not exclusive to the Sanctum anymore. Back torso, it's a great figure. Don't get me wrong. I love the face and everything there. That's not new for him, but, you know, why are you here over the Ancient One if you want to do someone mystical come through the portal? Because that's actually fitting for Endgame, which we see these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents here. Yeah, they've got this gun from the Lego movie, pair of handcuffs there for Loki. And yeah, I like the whole outfit. Looks great with the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo there, S.H.I.E.L.D. on the back, really awesome. The face that they're using here, you've got this angry expression on the front, big smile on the back. This other guy here, he's got a smile too, and no second head printing there. But who's this third guy? Oh, it's none other than Tony Stark underneath there. So yeah, same head that you saw before and everything else. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to get more shield outfits and agent gear. The silver briefcase, it's cool. Would have loved some printing though. And last up here is Alexander Pierce. It's pretty crazy that we even got him in minifigure form. I just never expected that. I didn't even expect to see him in Endgame. So really cool to get a Robert Redford figure, even though everything here is just reuses from Harry Potter for the torso. And then the face is Belloq's from Indiana Jones. So there's no second expression because he had that hat that wouldn't cover it, and the back torso, it's fine, it's detailed. But yeah, officially a Robert Redford figure. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my review of the Avengers Tower set. This is my favorite set of all time, like, legitimately. I know that the figure selection might upset some people, but I think that this is an excellent set for the Infinity Saga. You know, the exterior of the tower is so iconic, and obviously Stark Tower is in its own way, but not as much as Avengers Tower, I would argue. But the scenes from the first Avengers are, you know, just even crazier and more iconic, and it was just so unheard of at the time for all that stuff. So having those scenes here, even the helicarrier and different things, I love it. I love it a lot. All these references to even comics and different things. It's just a very remarkable set. The most figures ever included in a set. So it's just crazy. But we do have a ton of videos on this already. If you want to check out the playlist, I'll link that at the end here. Like talking about what's missing from this, because I've talked about that throughout this. But there are some Easter eggs and little hidden things inside of this that I didn't show you because they're hidden inside the builds. So if you want to see what those are, you're going to have to check out my Easter egg and references video coming out soon here on the channel. We're going to combine it with other modulars. Maybe we'll do a comparison. So much to do and talk about with this set. My favorite set of all time. Thank you, LEGO, so much for sending this to me early to do all this content for. I'm so excited. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.